It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show. And now the host, Calvin Logan.
Welcome to the Logan Power Show, where we inspire, empower, and transform lives through faith, education, and purpose. I'm your host, Calvin Logan, and today we have a special guest joining us, a talented storyteller who's capturing the hearts and imaginations of young readers everywhere. She's an author whose mission is to uplift children through creativity, positive values, and powerful life lessons. Please help us welcome to the show a returning guest, our very own Carin Lacy, children's book author, and inspiration in so many families. How you doing, Miss Lacy?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
Yes, ma'am. Um, I know that not only being a children's author, you always deal with adults, but when it comes to getting a little bit more background, helping people to know who the author is, what inspired you to become a children's book author, and how did your journey into writing in that realm begin for you?
Okay, well, I rededicated my life to Jesus in 2013. And then I felt the Lord call me to write books, Christian issues, things that we go through in today's world, trauma, abuse, hardships, physical issues, and all of that. In all of that, I can give examples with my own experience and also scriptures, always promoting faith, hope, and healing to people. But then in 2021 through 2022, I began having severe nerve pain in my neck. And the MRI showed that I needed complete fusion and titanium. I prayed out to the Lord and I cried out to the Lord, how can I fulfill my calling if I can't write? Because a lot of the severe nerve pain was going down my right arm. So God healed me. People prayed over me and God healed me. Yes, I have some bouts periodically, but in that process, He showed me that I can write children's books. And that is not as hard on my arm because I can do it in shorter spurts and I can return to the storyline. So, and that reminded me that yes, He had already given me great imagination from when I was a child. And my parents were in a very and dysfunction, and our environment was harsh. But my siblings and I learned to spend the many hours we were alone in imaginary games. And so I already had that. So once He pointed me to children's books, then I proceeded in writing children's books, and I just love it. They are always promoting, like you said, good, wholesome values and positive outlook on life, and always encouraging children to have imaginative adventures. And I just love it. I love it. And that's when we know when it's our calling, when we love it and we have peace at it.
Gotta have peace. Peace give you all understanding. Thinking about your piece, you've written 25 children's books and are pushing to go up to 28. Is there a particular children's book that you has impacted you the most to make you say to yourself, I know I'm doing the Lord's will?
I think maybe when I wrote The Special Lamb, that was my first book relating to biblical stories, and it was a simple little introduction to children of Jesus. Because the little lamb was special because he got to be in the nativity scene and see baby Jesus himself. So maybe that was the most impactful. Although I say after I write each book, oh, this is my favorite.
Yes, ma'am. Every book you write is your favorite.
Yes.
Is there a particular book that you want to share with the audience that is what you want people to sort of like let people know that you really want to push at this current time in this season of your life?
Oh, well, they're all special. I want to push them all, but also during 2023, 24, I got two puppies, Cupcake and Reggie. They're little Lossapoos. And then, they seemed lonely. So then we got Reno, another Lossapoo, and then Rocky and Rambo, Yorkie Poos. Oh my goodness. I could write many stories just on them. I started out with Cupcake and Reggie, The Exciting Lives of Cupcake and Reggie. And then I have book two, Cupcake and Reggie, and more siblings. And there's a book three, and and then I'm going to start out with the pack of poo. As I travel, there'll be stories about them. So of course that's close to my heart because my little puppies are like my children, and not everybody has five of them. But all of my books are special. I mean, like, and I get ideas from different ways. I could use the raccoon story, which is my latest book published. I had a little stuffed animal, a little raccoon, and I had dropped the idea of what I was going to do with it. I thought, well, a little raccoon, I don't want to write about their mischievousness or cleaning, washing their hands and stuff, because everybody does that. But then I thought, what is their enemy? The bobcat. Okay, so they're good Samaritans. And that's what that story is about. I
Yes, ma'am.
I might have a
Yes, ma'am.
scare.
Yes,
But
ma'am. For people who are watching right now, and say, for instance, for new writers who want to publish children's books, what advice will you get them to get started?
just keep writing. Whenever ideas come to you, keep writing. A lot of people do an outline. Um, Brainstorming. I did a brainstorming session with some kids at a homeschool after I read some stories to the younger ones. Then with the older ones, we did a session about brainstorming and writing. And they came up with, they wanted to do a story about a flamingo. And where do you see flamingos? Well, maybe in uh, Florida, maybe at a zoo. Well, after that, I thought, well, also, flamingos were on the Noah's Ark, weren't they? So I wrote a story from the point of view of Ted Tiger. He manages the ark for Noah, and it's from the Ted's point of view, but it also shares enough about Noah's Ark for people to understand that story. So
Okay.
that's what I would suggest that they brainstorm. Do I want it to be about animals, a character, a specific topic, maybe a concern like plastic pollution? I did one, Sammy and Wade save help save sea turtles, and that's about plastic pollution. So just brainstorm, do an outline, look at different magazines maybe on TV, get your ideas and then keep writing after that.
Yes, ma'am. Keep writing, keep pushing. Let the Lord do what He's called you to do. Have you ever received feedback from a young reader that ever really touched your heart or affirmed your purpose as an author?
Yes, I often get photos of a child reading their book or sleeping with their stuffy that comes with their book. I do have stuffies with most of the books, and I use those at vending events as, you know, swag to encourage their purchases. But they send me pictures, and the parents tell me that they want it read over and over and over and over again. And that's always good. And you know, when they tell me that they learned their first words, like with A Day with Farmer John, and the kids go moo or something like that. It just really, that's really encouragement. It always is.
Yes, ma'am. Since you are a family-oriented person and you know that your love is in your writing and it shows, um, do you see your stuff taking it to the next level, like the animation, like going to actually cartoons, like an actual network picking up and say, you know what, I think we need to take that book and go to the screenplay, or even looking in like Pixar or Disney or any one of these big conglomerate, big companies taking what you have written and turn to a screenplay? Have you ever considered that?
No, I haven't. I haven't thought of that. Um, I'm so busy writing the books that it hasn't occurred to me. And then which one? Oh my goodness, I'd have to make a decision there, which one it would be about. But I say that, but I have done a few little videos of my puppies, showing them their book and talking with them, and they're so expressive. So yeah, in a way, I have thought of that. But this
Yeah,
is like a suggestion from you to me.
we always got to build your faith. We always got to build your faith. Go to the next level.
That's
Um,
right.
yes, ma'am. Now, the thing I've always find to be very intriguing from you, and it's always, I would say, heartwarming, is that how do you incorporate positive values or faith-based lessons into your storytelling without losing that sense of fun and imagination?
I've always been a joyful person, always been happy. Even when bad things happen, it's almost like I forget and I remain joyful. And that's a gift from God. And, um, and then my imagination is a gift from God. And He gave it to me, like I said, in my childhood when I desperately did need an escape from the life that I was living in a hostile environment.
Yes, ma'am. And then also, what's next for you? What are the upcoming books or events or projects where you're excited to share with us for you?
Okay, well, under another pen name, there's an anthology going on, and it's with people sharing, believers sharing their testimonies about how they came to Jesus. So that is a major project in my heart. And but as far as the children's books, I do have several lined up in my mind, and then my illustrator always has some with her that I've already given her. One of the books well, for instance, I'm going to Hawaii. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I had my puppies going to Hawaii? Well, I've already written that book. I just haven't given it to my illustrator yet. I haven't even traveled to Hawaii yet. So I want to wait and fill in the details. But that's how it is. You think of an idea and then you run with it. And I think a lot of writers need that clue because they think of things, but then they don't do anything with it. Well, it does fade away. Eventually, it fades away, and then you'll think, oh, I could have written that, but it's been years now. Now, and don't throw anything away that you've written because I have a couple blogs out there that I did in 2020, and then I turned around and wrote them in a children's book. So, for instance, the blog, A Girl's Best Friends, I described each of my dogs in my life up until the ones I have now. And then I did We Rescued Rusty. And We Rescued Rusty has the personalities, the character, and the breed of all the dogs I've loved in the past. So for me, it's a personal album. And for others, it's a fun story about dogs. So, don't throw anything away. Keep what you have. And I'm still encouraging writers, keep going with it.
Yes, ma'am. Don't throw anything away.
That's
Since you're
right.
not since you're not throwing anything away, you're not allowing age to define how God is using you in this time and season of your life. Can you tell me, does this writing keep you living vibrant like you are now? Because you when people say like the way you talk is like you're just getting started, but you've been doing this for some time, but you keep on pushing out books like you're just new into, like you always had that energy. Can you explain to some people who may be unaware, how are you able to sustain yourself at this level and not allow your age to define who you are?
Well, I turned 73 this year. Yay. And I don't let my age define me. I'm thankful that I have a good husband that is patient as I write, because he knows that if I have an idea and I run to my computer, I'm gone for a while, and he is okay with that. And my little puppies, they keep me getting up every morning because, no matter how I feel, they still have to go outside, they still have to be fed. So I think my family has helped me so much to keep going. And of course, I give all credit to the Lord for my imagination and the stories that I come up with.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, for a final question, for someone who's watching right now and say they have, just like anyone else, trying to imagine themselves moving forward in something great, or there's a child who's watching and saying, how can I be a part of that imagination? What would you say to them to sort of build their faith to say, let's take what you have and put it on a pad and tell what God is really telling you?
I think that they would need to be prayerful about it, and hopefully, they have parents and church people to help them, guide them, because it may be their calling to write. Maybe they're calling to use their imagination in other ways. There's so many ways that we need an imagination to fall back on. I mean, when we're discouraged, how can we encourage ourselves? We have to depend on the Lord and our disposition. We can't just let ourselves fall into depression or anything. So I'm hoping that anyone that needs help will receive that help. And I pray that they will, from their parents, from their church, from, others, that will encourage them to move forward in the areas that they need to go.
Yes, ma'am. And for everyone who's watching this right now, I want you to be encouraged. Again, Miss Carin Lacy, please go to our website, KarinRLacy.com. Mrs. Lacy, it's an absolute pleasure having you here in the Logan Power Show again. Your dedication to creating stories that inspire children to dream big and believe in themselves is truly powerful. For those who's watching and listening, make sure to support Miss Carin Lacy. Pick up her books, share them with the young people in your life, help spread her message of hope and creativity. Remember, here at the Logan Power Show, we believe that purpose drives power. And when we walk in that purpose, lives are changed. I'm your host, Calvin Logan. Stay blessed, stay encouraged, and we see you the next time on the Logan Power Show. You all have a blessed day.
It's the Logan Power Show. Inspirational and motivational. It's the Logan Power Show. Informational to help you grow. Logan Power Show.